Okay, here we go. I'm going to get straight to the point. Is Affogato worth playing? I would say probably no for a wide general audience, but yes for a very specific niche audience. You have to really love visual novel, relationship building games, and also strategy tower defense games, because that's pretty much the whole gameplay here. If you aren't both of those, and I really mean it, then this might not be for you. So there you go. Is it worth playing? If you're interested though, stick around and I'll cover more of the story, the gameplay, the good and the bad stuff, and then at the end of it, I'll be showing you some raw gameplay of a stage or two. So let's start with the story. You play as Affogato. You are a witch who basically is a really good person. You want to help people. You move to a new town and you open up a coffee shop. Also, you have a pact with a demon, Mephisto, who kind of follows you around, kind of like your buddy that no one else can see. So pretty much you meet with the locals, you learn their backstories, you're going to be building, creating relationships, you're going to be helping them out by defeating their demons. The gameplay is 60% visual novel, 20% coffee making exploration, and then 20% reverse tower defense strategy gameplay. Let's start with the visual novel aspect here. Pretty much you're going to be sitting there IRL reading and listening to all of these text boxes of all these characters and their intertwined stories. All the main stuff is voiced. You can do Japanese or Chinese dialogue. Next up is the coffee and exploration portion. As mentioned, you are running a coffee shop. After a tutorial, you're generally going to be following recipes. Very easy to understand. A lot of clicking here, dragging there, and then putting your own flair, especially in certain situations with like seasoning, because some characters are really going to like that. You can unlock hidden dialogues and things like that. After the workday, you're going to be running around town, going to different blocks, entering different shops. You can increase your stats there. You can purchase gifts to give to your friends, talk to the friends that are all over the place, and then there you can do more side quests. You can also find your main quest points of interest just all over the place. And then the main aspect here is reverse tower defenses. So pretty much this is the strategy portion gameplay here, right? So in stages, you either defeat enemies or you get to the end, and you have different loadouts with different cards. You summon them in battle using mana. The more mana you get from defeating enemies and different card effects. Basically, you plant one of your cards and they walk on a path, they auto walk, and then they auto attack enemies that they get close to, but same thing, the enemies attack you. You can also change the direction that they go. When they hit an intersection, you can click on that arrow and you can move in different directions. Like I said, you have loadouts. You're going to be strategizing. You can only bring so many cards with you. You get attack cards, defense, support. You can pick up loot on the map. You can find secret paths and treasures. And that's basically the gameplay in a nutshell. Visual novel, coffee, exploration, and reverse tower defense strategy deck building. Alright, so here are some really good points about the game that I want to point out. The music is very, very good in this game. The voice acting is decent. Like I said, you only get to hear that stuff in the main quest line, but after that, all the side stuff is all text. So you gotta read or mash through all of that. I would say this is an extremely chill game. Very cutesy story, has an anime, very heavy chibi style stuff with avatars, with good looking portraits. However, I do have to warn, there are some mature themes. I guess you can trigger suicide warning stuff. Another point here is it has good deck building progression over the course of the game. You start off with very simple cards, but then you can slowly upgrade them by spending, it's like experience that you kind of get as a currency that you can spend on the cards you get or different cards. You're going to be collecting more. Some you get through side quests, just the main story. As I mentioned, different loadouts. There's a practice area so you can see what all the cards do, all the different combinations, and yeah, that's good. Also, I think the gameplay loop is simple, but it works here if you like it, which is pretty much daily work, do quests, you're going to be talking to your friends, increasing the stats through going to different shops, you battle when you need to, either a side quest battle or the main quest, you upgrade stuff, and then you repeat. Let's talk about some of the bad stuff though. So basically, I started the game because on the Steam page itself, it said full control support. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna plug in my Xbox control. I gave it a try. I don't recommend it at all. It's very slow, and in some sections, it just did not work well. I recommend keyboard and mouse. It's just way too slow to move around on things, and it really doesn't work too well, especially during the coffee sections. It's just a little clunky, right? So the game is very visual novel-esque. However, I had some bugs where sometimes the auto text would not play out, and this is like, I'm talking long, huge, gigantic sections of talking. Sometimes you would go like a full hour and maybe only do one stage in between. You know, depends on how much of the talking you actually do, but having the auto scroll with, you know, make it so you don't have to, you know, press buttons, press spacebar, press the A button to get to the next line. It kind of sucks, but I do have to let you guys know I was playing a very early version of the game. In the footage, you can probably see on the bottom left, version like 7.2 or something like that. The game right now, as you know, if you buy it right now, version 1.0 plus, they are doing a lot of updates, but I have to warn you, maybe not everything is actually there. I did get soft locked, and this really halted my progress. I didn't get a specific quest done in the time that they wanted me to do it. I game over it. I was like, okay, whatever. I loaded the game and I pressed continue, 2 different loads. It brought me back to a place in you know, a point in the game where I could not revert that decision of not doing that quest in time. So it killed my hours of progress. It was really, really bad. And I don't know if that's going to be fixed in the regular version when it comes out. But as I mentioned, they are coming out lots of patches. If you go to the Steam page, there's lots of fixes that you could read there. So, is this game worth playing? Who should be picking this game up? As I mentioned, you have to really love visual novels, very heavy anime aesthetic, and also be in a strategy deck building games. Because of the combat, it's nice, it looks good, it does feel a little mobily with the auto, but then you are essentially controlling these characters. During battle, you can freeze time, you can look at all the different stats, you choose where to set them up because they all walk in one little line, so there's a lot of strategy there. Alright, so that's it. Let me know what you guys think of this game. I'm going to be leaving you with a quick, no commentary footage that I recorded for one of the stages. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
ここはどこだ？何があった？君たちは誰？目が
覚めたか？ここはアローラだ。酔っ払ってうちに来たこと覚えてねえのかよ。
あ、いやいや、酔ってなんていないし、